Okay, so first of all, you'll for this process you'll only need a Phillips screwdriver. Now, what would be helpful if you had a Torx T6 for the hard drive screws, but you can manage to do it without it. What we're going to install is an SSD. This is 256 gigabytes. This will be a big upgrade over the original hard drive, much faster. Then we're gonna upgrade the memory. Here I have two six of 8 gigabytes each, so 16 gigabytes. The model here is a King spec 1600 megahertz 8 gig DDR3. This is a very reliable kit that I've had for many years now. It's time to install it in this laptop. And to take it apart, all you have to do is just unscrew these screws right here. Here, along with display, you'll have 3 longer screws, then the rest will be quite a little bit shorter. You can see this is on the screen here, it's a long screw. Well, if I take this one out, this edge screw, it's a lot smaller. So you see this screw, and then you see this screw. These smaller screws are going to be the same. Just remember the 3 tall screws go here, here, and here. I'm gonna cut when I've taken the laptop apart, which I will remove all of the screws. After you have removed all of the screws, just take the laptop like this, and here's the inside. It might look a little bit scary, but don't worry, I'll guide you through it. First, we're going to upgrade the memory. So when you're working with electronics, it's the best practice to always unplug the battery. Here is the connector. You want to take this. So if you don't have nails, you can use a guitar pick, but I do have nails, and make sure to put it like this so it doesn't get plugged in. Now here is the memory. To open the slots, just take the plastic tabs here and pull them out. You'll see the memory coming out. Currently, this is a 4 gigabyte stick. It says 8 here because it's times 2. This is 4 gig. This is 4 gig. As you can see, 1333 speed. So the new RAM is 1600, a lot faster. Also, if you're having trouble getting this down one right here, just open the slots on the first one and lift up. So the bottom one, as you can see here, you also have the slots down there. This is for the first kit, this is for the second kit. Just pull them out. Now we're gonna install the new memory. To do this, just take the sticks, line them up, so make sure the sides, the long side and the short side are correct. You push it down, and there you go. This is very easy to install. Now we're also gonna do the second one. And now we have 16 gigabytes worth of RAM in our system. Next is going to be the hard drive. My laptop did not come with a hard drive by default. Well, it came, but it was broken, so I had to remove it. But the process is, you have 2 screws here that you need to take out. I'm going to do that with a screwdriver here. And the second one. Also, these screws are held onto the plastic bracket, and they do not come apart easy. You have to unscrew them for quite a bit. As you can see, here the screws are kept together here, so make sure they don't fall out. Now here is where you'd have your hard drive. This would have 4 Torx screws, one here, one here, one here, and one here, which you would use to mount it. So this is a hard drive. You would put one here, one here, one here, and one here, and it would be fine. Now, because I don't have access to the original hard drive, I don't have the screws. So if you're installing a HDD or a normal hard drive with a spinning disk, this will be a problem for you. But I'm using an SSD which doesn't have any moving parts. So I can use something like this, a little bit of paper, and I can first of all plug in the connectors. So it's the data pins here and the power pins here. Make sure to line it up. Here, get this. This is the paper we're going to use to mount it. Push it down. As you can see, it's not moving. Now, take the piece back here. Make sure to correctly line it up. So make sure this part is on the inside, and this part, as you can see with the holes here, is on the outside. So put this in, and now screw it. Also the other one, don't forget to tighten these. Now here on the inside, before you can also make some other upgrades, but those are pretty minor, but I'm still gonna show you. Here is the Wi-Fi card. Here's the speaker. This is the Wi-Fi card. If you want, you could replace this with something that you get AirDrop and maybe a little bit faster speeds. But personally, I'm not going to do it because the speed out of this is pretty good as it is, and I don't really see a point in upgrading this. If you have a 2010 or 2009 2010 model, you would have to upgrade this for faster speed, because this is a 2011. I'm not going to upgrade it. Now what you could also do is you could upgrade the battery. If you had this laptop for a long time, you could check the cycles and you could see how much percentage can the battery hold. Mine is in fairly good shape. It has roughly around 250 cycles, and for my use case it's not gonna need replacing. Also, what you could do is here with the DVD drive, as you can see I have removed mine so you get a little bit better, more airflow, but you could replace this with a drive. So you would get a drive bracket and adapter, you would put it here, and then this cable, if I just show you right here, this connects to the drive cage. This is connectors for a laptop drive. So this is your data, this is your power, but the cage will adapt this to a full size, so you can add another drive if you want. You could do a RAID, which would be kind of crazy, or what a lot of people do for extra storage, put the original hard drive here and then the SSD for booting, so you could have this for your system and this for your other files. But I'm gonna put it back in because I do not have a drive cage to show you here. You could also do some maintenance. For example, you could clean it up. Mine is in fairly good shape. Also, you could replace a thermal paste if this laptop has been running hot for a long time. Might want to do that, but I have replaced that recently, so I'm not going to. Also, while you're here, connect the battery. It's a little bit hard, so you have to bend on it. Plug it in. Now, before you close it all up, make sure it's working. So what I would do is I would put this cover on here like this. Just don't screw it in. Flip the laptop around, and if your hard drive already has an operating system, you would just boot it up. But if your laptop does not have an operating system, this is where you would use the Mac OS USB I told you to make earlier, and you can install it. As you can see, this is my USB here. Is the one I used in my last video with the upgrading to unsupported OS. Now you want to plug it in. Just SmartSafe is a little bit hard to plug in because you can often get screws stuck onto it because of a strong magnet. As you can see here, I had the screw there. It was stuck on the MagSafe connector. So make sure your screws are spaced away from your laptop, otherwise you're going to have you're going to get problems. Now hold down the Alt key and power it on. If the laptop chimes, that's all good. Your laptop is working. Here you would also select the boot drive. So mine would be booting into the operating system, and it's working. And you would also check everything later, but let's wait for it to turn on. So I have to wait a little bit for it to boot up. Okay, let me log in. Now it should output to this display soon. Hang on a moment. Let me turn on the display. Also, quick tip: if you do not see the taskbar, no, sorry, not taskbar, the dock down here, what you could do is you could press Command and F1, And this is the screen that you would get on stock. If you press Command F1, you will see your main screen up here. Okay, now we're going to confirm the specs. Apple logo about this Mac, mine's in German. But as you can see here, have the 2011 13-inch. Here we have the 16 gigabytes of RAM installed, which has all shown up. Also, if I go to more info here, and it's a lot faster as well. If I go to more info here, you should open the, no, sorry, it's not here now, they changed a little bit. So first of all, go to your dock, go to your utilities, and go to system information. Once this will open up, as you can see here, you can see the specs on your PC. So we have a MacBook 8.1, also have the RAM 16 gigabytes here. Now if we go to SATA, here we do see our drive is showing up. So we have a SATA 3 connection with 6 gigabit, so roughly 600 megabytes a second. As you can see here, here's the capacity. It's 256 gigabytes as I showed you earlier, and as you can see, everything is working fine. So this is how you would use your system if you already had an installation on the hard drive, or if you cloned it. Now I'm gonna show you what do you do when you're installing for the first time. For example, after you made the USB I showed you earlier, I'm gonna show you how to use that to install. Also, I'll show you internet recovery, but that's not very successful for the Mac I have. For you it might work, it might be a little bit easier, but for me it's not working. Now I'll show you the USB first. Okay, once you have a USB plugged in like I do, press Alt or Option and Power button. Now keep this hold down. You'll hear the boot chime play on your display now. You want to select, sorry, my USB is not showing up. You want to select your USB drive here. Mine isn't showing up here, but you would select your drive and your PC would boot up from the recovery, and you would go from there. Now I'm going to show you how you can do the internet recovery. Okay, so the second option is in the internet recovery. If for whatever reason you can't get the USB working, there are a couple of options. First is Command and R, which will boot you to the latest, which was available, latest Mac OS that came with your laptop. Command Option R, however, will find the latest supported officially Mac OS that you can install, and Command Option Shift R will get the one that came your device, or the closest thing. So if your device is too old, for example, and you can't use the first one, you use this to get the next one. I'm gonna use the first one, which is Command and R. I'm gonna turn it on. Do not release these keys. The laptop you'll hear the boot chime, and it should say starting internet recovery. As you can see, starting internet recovery here. It's gonna ask you for your network. I'm going to enter mine. Hold 1 minute. And now, as you can see, it's loading up. This process should normally not take long. I'm gonna fast forward to when it's done. So now that you're in internet recovery, you will see this. So for mine is macOS line, but you might have another one. You want to go to disk utility, continue. Then let me get the thing on the big screen. Hang on a moment. So this is the new hard drive I installed. You're gonna select, you're going to erase. I'm not gonna erase it now, but you're gonna give it a name and also give format to macOS X10.journaled. And then you're gonna go on with your installation. This is the exact same thing if you are installing from a USB. You're going to continue. I'll show you down here, but this is the, you'll see this macOS line installation or what you'll have. Press continue, continue. Just to make sure you can actually install it. Press agree, agree again. Here you would select your hard drive. Mine does not show up because it's in APFS, but you will select your hard drive and you would install it. Everything on the drive would be wiped, but since it's brand new, that wouldn't have mattered anyway. And your PC would reboot to your fresh installation. Now this is everything you need to know on how to upgrade your MacBook Pro. If you have any comments, any ideas, or anything you think I should cover, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you on in the next one. Take care, bye now.